morning, everybody. Very foggy this morning. I'm in Fair Oaks, Indiana. Going back to DC. But again, like I said, it's very foggy. John C. Pepper. It's a foggy drive this morning. How are you, sir? Let's go look at it. You're up early though. You always get up this early? You must have got my Discord message this morning. Okay. So you always release your videos early in the morning. That's cool. There's a stop sign there that oh man. See that stop sign? I don't know if y'all could either. I didn't. Very foggy. Hard to see. I couldn't stop. I don't know anything. Well, that's not bad, John C. That just means you're consistent. That's all. More consistent than I am, which is good. I'm glad you're here to ride down the road with me. Get you a cup of coffee and join me. I do too. It's hard to do though. Here in farm country, Indiana, flatlands. It's beautiful out here. Fog let up a little bit. Sorry about that. It is. I love driving through the country. In really any state. Indiana, it's nice driving through the country. I know I've said it before, but this is a beautiful country. No matter what anybody says, as a truck driver, I get to see a lot of it, which I'm grateful for. Lost signal there for a minute. So John C., how's the weather in your neck of the woods? Sun's coming up to my left. Now it was coming up behind me. That's not too bad. I know it's gonna warm up and get hotter. Right now my truck says it's 66 degrees here in Indiana. Rockville, Indiana. It's not raining, right? Yesterday in Michigan, it was like 86 degrees, Reelfield was like 95. And yesterday back home in Kentucky, it was 93 and Reelfield was like 103. That's hot. It's supposed to get a cool down at the end of the week. Not bad. Look forward to that. Not bad at all. Much careful. It's hard to do. The defrost and everything. I wish y'all could see the sunrise to my left. Beautiful. early in the morning, drinking the coffee, and watching the sunrise. It just sucks that I gotta drive up there. I'd like to be sitting on a front porch somewhere, coffee, rocking chair, just watching the sunrise. I'm the type of person, I like to sleep in, but I also like to watch the sunrise and watch all the birds wake up and watch the world wake up in the morning. Very peaceful. I don't mind this, driving through the farmland early in the morning, not very much traffic. It's beautiful too. This part. The only part I don't like is when I get to Terre Haute. I have to go through Terre Haute with all the red lights. That's not fun. Like about maybe a spoon of coffee. It wasn't so dang foggy, y'all could probably see some wind turbines here in a little bit. But I think it's too foggy. difficult right now to get all the crap off the windshield. I'm trying to work with the defrost to get it. Real difficult. Y'all can hear that wind sound. I'm sorry. Trying to get the defrost to work. Kentland, Indiana now. Driving through the fall. So if you hear wind sound noise, still got the defrost on low, but I got the passenger window cracked. It seems to be helping quite a bit. That, I put my coffee down. Small detour around. Not too bad. I used to drive this all the time going to Illinois or coming from Illinois more than coming from Illinois. I don't drive it much anymore. Sign back here, it wasn't there last week. Saying Seacolt route, local traffic only. I hope they didn't change anything up here. rescue lights for anybody that don't know. He put his blinker on, and I flicked my headlights to let him know he can get over. He's flicking his, or turning his blinkers on to say thank you to me. Ghost Boy, how are you, sir? Just sitting here driving through the fog on the seat. Trying to get the defrost to work with it. Through Indiana right now. Right now I'm in Benton, Benton, Indiana, just north of Terre Haute. I'm on 41 South. It's really bad now. Yeah, but I won't be going through Fort Wayne. right now I'm just trying to see very hard to see. Since y'all can't see them because it's so foggy. Hoping y'all be able to see them. I can barely see them. The road is very rough, so probably gonna get bouncy, a little bit noisy. Not that far from Kenton. So I went through Fair Oaks when I got off the interstate, and then I went through Kenton. I don't know if y'all can see that vehicle in front of me. I can barely see his tail lights. Well, I can't even see it now. It's so foggy. I can only see about maybe 3 car lengths in front of me. That's about it. The fog clears up because I don't want to drive in this fog for the next 3 hours. too loud for me. I gotta run out the window and clear it off. Another wind turbine. Hopefully y'all can see. Oh, it's getting really, really bad now. I can see silhouettes on them now. At least. Oh, it's kind of like that. Shit. Sun's trying to break through. Yeah, the sun's not trying to break through. It did break through. miles till I hit Terre Haute. I'm not going to talk very much right now. I'm going to try to concentrate on this follower. This fog lets up sometime. Okay? Road closed, but I don't know where. Hopefully not this road that I'm on, but another road. I don't feel like trying to detour at all. Even worse now. background. I don't want to play any copyrighted music. Fog's kind of let up a little bit, which is good. About 3 hours to go until I get back to the DC, Evansville. I don't know if I'll stream the whole time. Getting mad again. That's hard to see. I saw the sign. I was getting prepared, but that came up quicker than I thought it was. It was a lot quicker than I thought. Alright, there's the road close sign. It's hard to see in the fog though. While I'm trying to concentrate more than talk. It's all good. This is the normal detour that I was talking about earlier. Just thought it was farther back. It's okay though. I really gotta pay attention though. I don't want to hit nobody walking or coming out of the driveway or anything like that. They need to put those signs farther back saying the right lane's going to be closed. School's not in session right now. Probably be a pain to get in or get through here with all the school traffic going on. Especially having a elementary school there, junior and a senior high school. A lot of school traffic. intersection. Somewhere's up here with the stop sign. Earlier I ran a stop sign because I couldn't see it. Followed until it was too late. Tried to stop, but I couldn't stop. I think it's coming up, so I'm going to start slowing down now. According to my GPS, it's going up. There it is. Just saw a big old be very cautious here, make sure people stop. Don't want to get T-boned by anybody. No. Don't want nobody to get hurt. Gotta be extra cautious in the fog. Also, it's very good to have a good GPS too. GPS doesn't tell me where I'm going, but it's a good reference to know when you're coming up on like a road or something that you can't see because of the fog. I looked at my GPS, saw that I was coming up to the intersection, so I started slowing down and get ready to stop. Just like now, I know I'm coming up on the intersection because my GPS is showing me. Be careful from nobody hits me or I don't hit nobody. Got a lot of cars behind me, probably frustrated with me, but that's fine. I'd rather be them being mad at me and frustrated with me than somebody get hurt. all this fog, y'all won't be able to see it. I probably won't be able to see it either. Like I've been driving in the fog for hours and hours and hours, or all day at least, which I have been driving in the fog pretty much all day. The day hasn't been that long either. I've been driving for about 2.5 hours. I've only been driving for about an hour and a half. Again, I'm just trying to concentrate and get to the fog and stuff. It's not so bad now. As you see. I wish my defroster worked decent, keep the windshield clean. Know where I'm at though. Especially out here in the flatlands of Indiana. Getting up flat as fuck. Hard to see. Come on, people, turn your lights on. Once you get up here in the fog, I won't be able to see. Get your lights off. That's the thing. If you drive a dark vehicle, turn your lights on when it's foggy or snowy or rainy. It's not clear. Turn your lights on because in our mirrors it's hard to see. Just like that black car, I can still see it, but it's getting harder and harder to see the more he pulls away from it. If he had his lights on, I'd be able to see his lights a little bit better. I can barely see him now. Y'all probably can't see him at all. If he had his lights on, I'd be able to see his lights a little bit better. Before I get on the interstate to go to Evansville, I'm gonna have to maybe stop and get me another coffee. Tired. Maybe get the more intense coffee. How many cups of coffee do y'all have to drink in the morning to wake up? Usually one's good for me, but I think this morning I'm gonna have to have another. The fogger's kind of let up a little bit, which is good. Farm country still. actually far enough ahead of me where I don't have to worry about hitting somebody in the fog. Is so dense though, farther out, that I can't even see the sun or anything. It's I know the sun's up because I saw the sunrise earlier. And now it's so foggy up above that it's blocking out the sun. Y'all get a lot of fog where y'all are at, wherever you live at. Do you get a lot of fog or no? Because I know a long time ago I took a training class for work, and the instructor was from Arizona. When he came up here, it was during school time, so he saw the school buses. So up here in like the Midwest area, school buses, they have a white beacon on top. It's called a fog light, fog beacon, pretty much. They have it because it's so foggy, they turn that beacon on, you can see it through the fog. And he never saw that before because down in Arizona they don't have fog, so they don't need the fog lights on the fog beacons on top of the school buses. So he didn't know what that light was. We told him it gets so foggy that light strobe, you can see it through the fog. And so do you have a lot of fog where you live at, or do you have it like Arizona where you don't really have any fog at all? I know everywhere that I've been pretty much has it where there's fog. So I think the greater the humidity, the greater the fog chances are. I'm not real sure about that because I'm not a meteorologist or a scientist, but that's just my hypothesis or my thought. Big turkeys down here. For a minute I thought it was people, but big old turkeys. Quite a few of them. white glow on the other side of the fog. Kind of cool. Kind of wish the fog could go away. I'm glad it's rising. Kind of wish it'd go away. About 7:45 Eastern Standard Time where I'm at, or 6:45 if you're in the Central Time Zone. I was in the Central Time Zone this morning when I started. Now I'm in the Eastern Time Zone. I will be back in the Central Time Zone when I get to Evansville. And then I'll head back to the Eastern Time Zone. It might get loud for a minute. I gotta turn on the defrost. Pull my phone down for a minute. I'll probably stream for about another 26 minutes or so. Try to make it a 2-hour stream. truck like this, and how many of y'all would drive a semi truck like this if you had the opportunity? When I say like this, I mean a Class A vehicle, a sleeper truck with a 53-foot trailer on the back of it. I always played American Truck Simulator on the PC, and I loved driving down the road. Loved playing the game and maneuvering the trailers and stuff. And in real life, I love just driving in general stuff, which I still do. But I've been driving semi truck for a while now, but it's just I'm tired of being away from home. I don't mind driving, I still like it, but I still like seeing things, different places and stuff. But I miss being home with my family all the time. Y'all think y'all can do it. It's a good job, make decent money, but you're gone a lot from your house. I guess you don't have a family, don't really have a house or anything. Just single, live in an apartment or rent something. It's not too bad, I guess. You make good money and you have a place to live, but it's hard when you got a family. Dealing with all the people on the roads and stuff, it gets difficult sometimes there too. Morning, Ray. How are you? I'm doing good. Trucking down the road, trying to see and everything. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Earlier it was very foggy, hard to see. Now it's not too bad. The sun's kind of broke through. How are you doing, sir? That line down, they don't know how to do straight lines there. Kind of look like a drunk Chinaman following a snake. I'm in Hillsdale, Indiana right now, on my way towards Evansville, Indiana. bad you can barely see the car in front of you. You can barely see the car in front of you, and you couldn't see the sun at all. Now the fog's lifted, the sun's coming out. Seems like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Stay awake, right? I had one cup of coffee, but I think I have to stop and get another one. I usually only drink one. I had to stop and get another one. Out here in farm country. Nothing but fields, churches, and factories. We'll be in the city of Terre Haute here not too long. Mile school, 4 miles to the right. Ray, can you hear me okay? Black smoke, I don't know what from. It's not very prominent. I need to burn something. Something's burning. It is, but I hope it's okay. Whatever it is. It's too far off the road. I don't know what it is. hours left to drive. When I started this morning, I had about 4.5 hours. I wish I would have started live streaming right away. That's not good. 99 mile an hour winds. That's scary right there. Hope everybody was okay. Not good at all. I'm glad I don't go through there. I like Iowa though. Iowa is a beautiful state. I don't like bad weather. Going through bad weather in a semi truck. For a minute I didn't know if that lady was actually going to stop or not. Miles till I hit Terre Haute. I think I'll live stream until I get to the other side of Terre Haute. There's always crazy drivers today. Pretty sure she was looking down at her phone when she was coming up to that intersection. That's why it took her so long to stop. Especially in the summertime, Ray, there's crazy drivers and construction. I don't know who else is in the chat. I don't think anybody else right now. You're the only one that I've seen chat. I appreciate it. Appreciate everybody coming out, watching, and leaving a like and stuff. Always helps out the algorithm, pushes my videos out there more, so more people can see it. Really appreciate it. do a live stream last night with old gamers. I was gonna live stream last night, but they was live streaming, so I figured I'd just jump on there with them. And this morning I figured I'd live stream on my main channel, get some content out on it, see what everybody was up to this morning. You know, John C. Pepper was on here earlier. He was the first one. Jumped on here early this morning. And Ghost Boy was on here a little bit. I think now that it's getting later and later, more people are waking up and jumping on. West Terre Haute, Indiana, now. Actually, now that more people are waking up and jumping on, I'll stay on longer. Now, John Deere, he's not a bad guy. I talk to him almost every day, except for when I'm at home. When I'm at home, I don't really talk to anybody. Terre Haute, I probably won't be talking much or anything. I need to concentrate with all the red lights and all the possible people and all the cars and everything around me. So if I don't talk much during going through Terre Haute, that's why. When I'm on the road like this, I can kind of talk a little bit more and interact. But when I get in congested areas, or like earlier when the fog got really, really dense and you can barely see, I had to stop talking and stuff and just concentrate. I gotta concentrate driving out in these areas too, but in the more dense areas I kind of focus more, not just on the road, but on the side of the road and through all the cars and everything. Still pay attention now. light, I'm gonna have to move y'all for a minute, plug my phone in, and then put y'all back. I have to do that when I'm stopped at a red light, though. I'll get caught by one of these red lights going through Terre Haute. About 20 of them. See, that's two. I'll count all the red lights going through Terre Haute and see how many there are. 5. 6. 7. 8. 'Hello, Sandra. Good morning. This is 9. Of course, when I want to get stopped by a red light, I can't, but when I don't want to, I get stopped by a red light. I don't know if this is 9 or 10. I'm gonna say it's 10. This is 11. I think that's Mama Bear. Good morning, Mama Bear. This is 12. This is 13. Finally get caught by a red light. Went through 13 red lights, didn't get caught by a single one. Get caught by the 14th. Which is fine because I need to plug in my phone. Move y'all real quick. Plug y'all in. There we go. Quick and simple. Now I won't die. Or my phone won't die. Good morning, everybody. I'll start reading chat again a little bit. Once I get out of the congested area, I get back out on non-congested. Looks like it's 15. So we're at 15 so far. Total lights through Terre Haute. It's a lot of lights. 17. On the lights. This is 20. We're almost through Terre Haute. It's 21. Almost forgot to count that. This is 22. I think there's like 2 or 3 more before we get out of Terre Haute. Evansville, Indiana, to the DC. Pick up my new, drop this trailer, pick up my new trailer, and I'll head out to Louisville, Kentucky, and then out to Virginia. This line here is 23, I think. There's a lot of lights, Sander. Thank you. This is 23 or 24. And this one's 24 or 25. I think it's 24. technically still in Terre Haute. We're at 24 red lights. Which is a lot of red lights. Especially for a semi-truck to stop and go at. We got about an hour and 40 minutes till I get back. So, I'm definitely going to stop at the Flying J on the way back and give me another coffee. This red light is about 25. It's 25 here. Sandra, I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else, but I got coffee this morning. I need another one. Talk to chat or talk to text is not that great to be improved a lot. But yes, I got my coffee this morning. Usually I get a small. This morning I got a medium. Kind of feel like I should have got a large. I should have got a large. I do put French vanilla creamer in my coffee. Other than that, I don't put anything else in it. And I drink regular coffee. I can't drink the cappuccinos or frappes or mochas, whatever you call them. And I used to drink my coffee just straight black with nothing in it. But over the years, I've kind of strayed away from that. When I first started, I used to drink sugar and French vanilla creamer in my coffee. And then one of the places I worked at, we went in for like a meeting or something. They had coffee, but they didn't have anything else. So if you wanted coffee, you had to drink it black. So I drank it black. And then I drink it black from there on out with nothing in it. And I guess over the years of driving, I went back to just French vanilla creamer, but nothing else. So no sugar or anything. See, I can't do regular creamer or anything else. I have to have the French vanilla creamer. I don't know. I like it. Mama Bear, how do you take your coffee? Do you put anything in it, or you just drink it straight black? And also, what kind of coffee do you drink? I know there's all kinds of different kinds out there. person too. I like Folgers. I don't like instant, but I do like Folgers. I'm out of Terre Haute now. There's 25 red lights from the beginning of Terre Haute to the end of Terre Haute. That's right, Sandra. That's the thing. When I used to do security, one of the places I worked at had nothing but Maxwell House, and it was okay, but I'm a Folgers person. See, I got an uncle, he is a Maxwell House person. He only drinks Maxwell House. I don't know how he does it. I like my Folgers. I don't know what the truck stops use, but their coffee's not too bad. Depending on which one you get. I always get the house blend. It's pretty good. The Colombian blend is very strong and has a very strong taste to it. I try to stay away from the Colombian blend or the dark blend. I like the house blend at the truck stops. But if I'm at home or somebody's house, I try to drink Folgers. A lot of the people that I know that drinks coffee, that I go over to their house and stuff, and I want coffee, I know they drink Folgers. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Maxwell House being more expensive. My uncle used to live with my grandma. My grandma likes Folgers, and he likes Maxwell House. So they had two different coffee pots, and sometimes she'd make her Folgers and he'd make his Maxwell House. But a lot of times my grandma just had to drink Maxwell House. I'm a hot coffee guy. I can't drink cold coffee. Cold coffee to me just tastes nasty. My wife, on the other hand, she don't like hot coffee. She likes cold coffee. I don't know. She gets like a white chocolate frappa, mocha, whatever you call it, at Starbucks. And I can't do it. Coffee to me is supposed to be hot. I do like, like McDonald's coffee, I like their coffee too. Depending on if it's fresh or if it's old. It's not too bad. Yeah, Mama Bear, usually what I do is, like I'll get coffee from the truck stop. I'll let it set in my cup holder for a minute or two and let it cool down before I start drinking it. I'm the same way. I like hot coffee as long as it's not scalding hot. About an hour or so before I get to the truck stop and get my coffee. Should have stopped at the one back there that I passed earlier, but I didn't think about stopping and getting coffee again when I passed it. Andrew, is it already hot down there in Texas? Well, also Mama Bear, it's already hot there in Oklahoma. It's, my truck says 80 degrees here in Indiana. Y'all missed it earlier. There was so much fog that you could barely see in front of you. In Kentucky, I know it's supposed to warm up, and then later this week it's supposed to cool down. Yesterday, I think in Kentucky the heat index got up to like 103, 104. But hopefully this weekend it cools down. It'll be nice. Maybe I can get some outside work done without dying in the heat. That and just unloading my trailers. Hopefully it cools down because it gets hot in the trailer. That's not too bad, 77 degrees. supposed to rain later this week, at least here in Indiana and Kentucky. I hope it holds off enough so I can mow grass, get all that done. You know, this past weekend I got to mow, but I didn't weed eat. And the weekend before I got to weed eat, but didn't get to mow. Earlier too, Ray saw it, but I don't know if anybody else did. If I had a car who wasn't paying attention to pull out or run through an intersection. Didn't have any kind of excuse for it. Earlier today, early, when I first started the live stream, I did run a stop sign. I didn't mean to, I couldn't see it. They don't know how to drive, Sandra. They don't. And it is pretty here. But to me, I think a lot of places, this country is a beautiful country. It's just everywhere you go, a lot of people take it for granted, or they litter and everything, don't make it look good. I think it's a beautiful country. What part, Mom, man? Let's see if I've been there or not. I've been there. I appreciate it, Sandra. I feel like I've been to Holbrook, Indiana. Mama Bear, a lot of towns in Indiana are small towns. There's not very many big towns in Indiana. It's just like Just like that country song says, it's a flyover state. So, not much to see in Indiana. It's a bunch of farmland. The thing about it though is I'd rather see the farmland than to see the big cities and skyscrapers. They're nice to see every once in a while, but I'd much rather see the farmland. I used to go through Indianapolis a lot. Now that I got my new route, I don't go through Indianapolis at all, which doesn't really bother me because there's a lot of people in Indianapolis. I have a sister who lives in Bloomington, Indiana. She's on here every once in a while. Bloomington is a beautiful little small town. Indianapolis, that's too big for me. Like New Albany, Indiana, which is southern Indiana, and Jeffersontown, Jeffersonville, or whatever it is, that's too big for me as well. I'm a small town country boy. That's all I am. I like my small towns. Day, Sandra. Hopefully you have a uneventful work day. So y'all know, I'm on US 41 South in Sullivan, Indiana right now. that's good, Sam. That's good. Everybody needs some kind of training on mental health and be able to take care of themselves mentally, as well as physically and emotionally. So that's not bad. Hopefully it's not too boring or anything. Just think you get paid for it, so not too bad. That's the thing in this nation. Mental health is one of the biggest problems that we have that does not get addressed by the government. The government will take care of all these other problems, but they will not help anybody. It doesn't seem like they have very many resources or anything out there for mental health. I feel like mental health is a big deal in everybody's life. If you think about mental health, it covers depression and anxiety and all those other things. Mental health is a big issue in this nation. I wish there was more resources, more help for people. I used to work at a correctional facility, and a lot of the inmates that came in, they had mental problems, mental health problems. And it was sad because there was nothing in the jail for them to help them with their mental health. Only thing they can do is get them medicine. Medicine's not always the key. I've always been big on mental health and stuff. I took a psychology class in college. Took Intro to Psychology. I loved it because it's fascinating the way that people's brains work and stuff. So I've always been big on mental health. We need more mental health help in this nation. Plus, also being a truck driver, mental health is a big deal to truck drivers as well, because if you think about it, a lot of us are out here by ourselves or with one other person. We're away from our families for long periods of time, or away from anybody for long periods of time, really. So mental health is a big deal to me also as a truck driver, because it's just, to be a truck driver, you have to have strong mental health, strong support system. And not a lot of people have that. So that's why in the trucking industry, let me rephrase that. The trucking industry is in the top 5%, or the top 5 in the nation on suicide rates. And a lot of that has to do with the mental health of the drivers. A lot of drivers, they get into trucking because it's good money, or can be good money, and sometimes it's easy work. But the thing about what people don't think about before they start into trucking is you got to have a good support system, and you have to have good mental health, because sitting here and driving by yourself for hours and hours and hours, you have all the time in the world to think about things, and it takes a toll on your mental health. So I wish they would do more, not just for drivers, but for everybody in the nation. person next to me is on their phone and not paying attention. Come on, baby, go slow. Sorry about the beeping. Back when I was in training, I trained down in Atlanta, Georgia. Or the DC I trained out of was in Atlanta, Georgia. So we always drove out of Atlanta and back into Atlanta every time we was done with the load. And driving a big truck in Atlanta, Georgia it's horrible because it takes you, especially when you're in rush hour traffic and stuff, it can take you 2 hours to get through. But me and my mentee, me and my trainer, we would watch people. Like we'd look in the cars beside us every time we passed one or whatever. And a lot of times we'd see people texting and driving and stuff. And anytime we did, we'd blow the air horn out, and they'd look at us. My trainer, he was really good at it. They'd look at him, and he'd kind of like shake his finger and be like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that. And a lot of times they would either put their phone up or they'd speed away and get away from us. But if I'm driving a truck around you and I see you on your phone, I'm probably going to blow the air horn at you because I don't want you to be around me and playing on your phone while you're driving. That's a danger to me, but it's also a danger to my CDL and my livelihood. I make my money by driving. I don't want you to screw that up by running into me or me running into you just because you was on your phone. So a lot of times if I see somebody on the phone, I try to get their attention off the phone and on to driving. I don't really blow the air horn much anymore, people, because I've noticed that can be dangerous for both of us still, because it can scare them. But I try to somewhat get their attention so they get off their phones. It doesn't always work. Actually, I think they say that texting and driving is actually worse than drinking and driving, because at least drinking and driving, yeah, you're drunk while driving, but you're still paying attention to the road. Your response time and your vision and everything is delayed, but texting and driving or playing on your phone and driving, you're literally taking your focus totally off the road. Especially with how a lot of people do their texting and driving, they hold their phone down below the dashboard. So when you tilt your head down and you're looking at your phone, you have no vision or no sight on the road at all, period. No peripheral vision or nothing. At least when you're drunk driving, you're paying attention to the road as much as you can. I'm not saying that drinking and driving is any better, because it's not. But I'm pretty sure that texting and driving is more dangerous because your concentration and your focus is totally off the road. And it's very, very dangerous no matter what it is. Drinking and driving, texting and driving, or driving while intoxicated at all, either alcohol or drugs. It's still dangerous, and I don't advise it at all. Now, granted, I can say I'm guilty of it way before I started driving, and I had a normal job, as my wife calls it, where I go home every day and go to work every day. I used to watch YouTube going down the road. I mean, when I say watch it, I used to actually like pay attention to the video. Nowadays, I'll put a video on and I'll just listen to it while I'm driving down the road. But back before I started driving the truck, I used to actually pay attention to my phone a lot driving down the road. And I don't know how I've made it as long as I have in my life, doing all the stupid stuff that I've done while driving. But I don't do it anymore because, like I said, I make my money driving. My livelihood is driving, and I can't afford to lose my CDL. But yeah, I'll put a YouTube video on and listen to it while going down the road. But I don't sit there and pay attention to it. I don't sit there and try to watch it. I'm a person too. I can't. Well, it depends on what I'm doing, like my mindset. Sometimes I can sit here in complete silence and just go through my head and think about things. But a lot of times I have to have some kind of noise, music or YouTube video playing in the background, or a podcast, or something going on, or on the phone talking to somebody. I used to do that a lot when my grandma was alive. I used to talk to her, we'd talk to her. Also with my wife, I've talked to my wife on the phone for 5 to 6, 7 hours straight before. My buddy John Deere, I talked to him for hours on the phone while driving. I gotta have something, or doing something while I'm driving. Every once in a while, there's times where I just feel like sitting here in complete silence and just listening to the road and to the truck and everything, just going down the road. A lot of times I have to have some kind of noise. Yeah, back when I was younger and driving a regular vehicle and not having my CDL, I used to pay attention to my phone a lot. And now that I have my CDL and know what I know now, I don't like it when people text and drive or face scroll on their phones. Now I do like what Sandra was doing a while ago. I do text and chat every once in a while, but even that, it's not good. Even in my personal vehicle now, I'll put like Spotify on and listen to the music while going down the road. But I don't text and drive. I'll talk on the phone while I'm driving my personal vehicle. But a lot of times, like right now with it being nice weather outside, a lot of times I'll roll down all the windows, open up the sunroof, and I will crank the music up and listen to the music while I'm driving down the road. But I don't drive my personal vehicle very often either. It's hard to ride in silence. I don't mind driving. I like driving. Not so much the big truck anymore. I've been doing it long enough. I like driving. I just don't like to be away from home now. But like my personal vehicle, I could drive it all day long. I love it. But and my kids, both my kids, when they ride with me, they like to roll down the windows and crank the music up. The other day we went and got something to eat, me and the boys, and we rolled the windows down and listened to music. And before we went home, we rolled the windows up, shut the cylinders, went through the car wash, and then went home with the food. So, yeah, we're always listening to the radio, or really, actually, we've been listening to Spotify here lately. Excuse me. Especially now that my new vehicle has a Bose sound system in it, my boys really like it, because I don't have to turn it up very loud, but I can turn it up a little bit. The doors will kind of vibrate a little bit. I'm not one of those people that has it where it's so loud or so bad where it sounds horrible. You can't even really hear my doors vibrate, but you can feel it. You can feel the door kind of vibrate a little bit. Bose system. I don't like my music where like the trunk rattles and stuff. That's not my style. I like to turn it up a little bit, but I don't put subwoofers and stuff in the trunk or in the back of the vehicle where it rattles the windows. I do like my hearing. I don't want to lose it. Which I know some people like that, and that's fine. To each their own. I don't judge anybody for it. It's not my style. Here, I don't even really use the radio or the stereo. A lot of times if I listen to music or a video or something, I'm using it with my headset. I'm not using the speaker, because I think one of the speakers is blowing in here, and it doesn't sound good. Even though they do give us, well, if I wanted to, I could call my boss and have him activate Sirius XM radio in the truck, and I can listen to that, but I don't really, like I said, I don't really use the stereo in here. I don't even have my phone connected to it, because one of the speakers doesn't sound good. Miles until I get to the truck stop. Like I said, when I get to the truck stop, probably when on, and I was like, well, more people jump on, I'll keep it going. Which is fine. It's totally fine. I appreciate everybody jumping on and having a conversation with me as much as I can. I can't read everything. And I think I figured out how to get it where the text gets read to me. I just gotta turn it on, get it fixed. Yeah, people are, yeah. I figured that's why people were jumping on too, because they're waking up and getting ready for work. And a lot of people check their phones when they first get up, and hopefully YouTube has pushed my notification out there. I know, like Ghost Boy, he was listening while he was getting ready for work and stuff, so I'm glad I can be part of people's morning routine. I had everything set up better where I can stream better and get the chat read to me and stuff. I'd probably stream a lot more on here. I need to. I need to just get it figured out, get it working. Then I can stream all the time. Possibly stream every morning that I'm driving. That'd be nice. Or stream every day at least. Maybe not every morning. I saw that you shared something on Discord. I don't know what it is, but if it's my video or the link to my video, I appreciate it. If it's not, that's okay. Whiskey Creek Farms, how you doing, sir? Haven't talked to you in a while. It's let's see, I think you're about 3 hours behind me, so it's 6:20 there. Thank you, Mama Bear, for sharing that. What I need to do is just start scheduling my live streams and then sharing that link out before I start live streaming so everybody can kind of get notified and be on the lookout for it. It's just a lot of times when I live stream, either on this channel or my other channel, I just it's kind of a spur of the moment thing. I just think about live streaming, I'm like, okay, I'll live stream, and then I just go with it. Probably work better if I would schedule it. it's a lot of equipment. Kind of cool. Really cool. It's a good experience that you get to do. Maybe. I know she's busy right now. But I know she's starting to come back to people's streams and starting to comment stuff more. But I know right now she's busy. It'd be nice if she would come and say hi, though. I know everybody's missed her being around and streaming and being in their streams and stuff like that. I know I have. Yes, she's doing real life stuff. But I hope she's enjoying herself and she's happy and stuff. You share my link on there. Maybe Lane Wayne will come over, Dust Bunny, maybe some of the people that watch them come over and say hi, or at least just jump in and kind of lurk. I don't know. It don't matter to me. I'll stream as long as there's people there watching. Try to entertain. It entertains me at least. Yeah, hopefully they do. If they don't, it's fine though. Like I said, it's entertaining just having the live stream up and talking. Better when I do have people in chat kind of carrying on a conversation. Who knows, as my channel grows, or if my channel grows, I can eventually upgrade off my phone onto another camera or something, have it where y'all can hear me better, and I can hear chat and be able to do things better. So hopefully I can upgrade and have a camera where I can, it doesn't have to just be me on the live stream talking. It can have like somebody like John Deere or just a random guest every once in a while on here, kind of carrying on a conversation and reading chat, and talking to me and stuff like that. Kind of cool. But right now I don't think I can do that with being on my phone. I wish my audio was better. I wish I could get it to come through my headset, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet. Right now I have my headset connected, but for some reason live through the YouTube app will not use my mic on my headset. It uses the mic on my phone. So it's I don't know why it doesn't. I know when I record videos, it uses the mic on my headset. That's why the audio is better. But I don't think the audio is too bad on my live streams. Y'all can understand what I'm saying and hear me, and I don't yell at my phone. I gotta talk a little bit louder. I don't have to yell, which is good. My wife's been looking into like getting me a GoPro or some kind of dash camera that I can use. I don't know. I kind of want to wait until my channel gets bigger. Yeah, and that's really all that matters. As long as y'all can understand what I'm saying, and I'm at a decent volume, it's not bad. And I think with my phone being where it's at on my dashboard, it's in the corner of my dashboard or corner of my windshield. The voice kind of projects and bounces off the windshield and off the dashboard. I know there's an app called Streamlabs, which is what I use for the Xbox. I could use it for this channel, no subscription, and I could use it, and then I could probably use my headset mic for my audio, and also I can have it read the chat to me. But I don't really feel like paying for another subscription for that. If I was bigger, then since I'm a small channel, I don't have the funds to do that. But I think I found another way for it to read it to me at least. Service for a little bit. But the good thing about live streaming straight from YouTube is it keeps the stream up and tries to reconnect. Where on the Xbox, if I lose service or lose internet, it drops my stream and I have to start it over. It's one thing I like about doing it on this channel, live streaming on this channel, because I don't have 5 million different streams of the same thing, or parts of the stream like I do on my gaming channel. But it's, I don't know, it's obstacles I have to overcome. So I try to stay persistent, keep going. Frustrating. But as Dust Bunny always says, never give up. So I try not to. But after the third time my stream gets dropped on a gaming channel, I'm done. So if you're ever watching my gaming channel streams, and you're watching from the beginning and it gets dropped, I'm gonna just keep watching. I'll start another stream. If it gets dropped again, I'll start one more stream, and then once it gets dropped after the third time, I won't start the stream back. But if you ever are there and the stream just disappears on the gaming channel, just stick around, I'll start another one up. my channel does get bigger and I get more and better equipment to do things, I've thought about doing kind of like what Big Daddy Dave does, where I interview people, but instead of it being about Farming Simulator, I've thought about interviewing people about their careers and their jobs that they do, to kind of highlight or spotlight some of the jobs that might not get much attention by anybody else. And just, I don't know, just, I've always been curious. I love going and like learning about people's jobs and kind of watching them do their jobs and stuff. I've had a lot of jobs over the years, and I've always enjoyed like the first part of it, where you jump in and you start to learn the job and you do it and stuff. I've always enjoyed that. So I thought about, once I get equipment where I'm able to interview people and do a pretty decent job at it, I thought about interviewing different people that do different jobs, so I can learn about it, but everybody else can kind of learn about it, and it kind of spotlights their job and brings more awareness about different jobs to people. You never know, young people might watch my interviews and decide what they want to do with their life. Because like me, when I was younger, when I was in high school, truck driving was in the back of my mind. I always thought it was interesting. It always intrigued me. But it wasn't my go-to job. When I was in high school, my go-to job was, I always wanted to do the military and I always wanted to do law enforcement. You can ask people that I went to school with. Miss Dust Bunny, good morning. We was talking about you. My ears must have been burning. But I always, you can ask people that I went to school with all the way back to grade school and stuff. Law enforcement was what I wanted to do. Law enforcement in the military, and granted, I've done law enforcement. I didn't get to do exactly what I wanted to do in law enforcement, but it is some part of law enforcement. And I wish I would have been able to sit down and kind of look and learn about different jobs. I think my life would have took a different path if I would have known about more jobs and kind of sit down and paid attention to more jobs and just wasn't stubborn and gung-ho about law enforcement. So, good morning, Miss Lisa. Dust Bunny, Sandra's not on here anymore. She had a meeting at work today about mental health. So she was on here. But so that's why I thought about doing the interviews too, because maybe somebody either do a career change or they're still in high school or still trying to decide what they want to do with their life. And they'll watch these interviews and kind of see different jobs and stuff. Thought about doing that, but I need to get better equipment, or you need to learn how to do things better. Miss Dust Bunny, we was actually, Mama Bear mentioned you. She was like, well, maybe now that I shared your link, Miss Dust Bunny will make an appearance and say hi. Yeah, Miss Susan, I think it'd be cool too, because like back when Dirty Jobs was on, I loved watching Dirty Jobs because it was very interesting to see all these different jobs and how to do them and what it took. That, and I loved the show Undercover Boss as well, because you got to see all these different jobs and what it entailed and everything. So I think doing interviews or interviewing people that do different careers would be very be very interesting. I just got to come up with questions and then also come up with a way to do the interview with people, because I know not everybody has Discord or stuff like that. But I don't necessarily have to do Discord. I kind of, after watching a couple of Big Daddy Dave's interviews, I've kind of learned different ways I can do things, which is good. I just gotta figure out how to do it better. Well, not better than Big Daddy Dave, but just figure out how to do it better with the equipment that I have. Miss Dust Bunny, Miss Lisa, how are you all today? Hope everything's going well. Miss Dustman, I've thought about doing that. Miss Dustman, I've also reconsidered maybe doing an interview with Big Daddy Dave. So I've considered it again. I'm good, Miss Lisa. I'm sorry. And good morning, Mr. Lynn. How are you today? Dustman, that's okay. I know you're, what, 2 or 3 hours behind me now? Well, actually about an hour or two, because I'm in Central Time Zone right now. It's okay, Miss Dustman. I've been streaming since about 5 o'clock Central Time. I didn't have very many people this morning. I had John C. Pepper. He was the very first guy to jump on the stream this morning, about 2 minutes after I started live streaming. Been interesting though. I had a lot of fog. Couldn't even hardly see anything. At one point, I couldn't even see the stop sign at an intersection. And at another point, I had to creep up to an intersection because I couldn't see it. I knew it was there, I just couldn't see it. But hold on, the audio is going to go away real quick.